What is up, everybody? So today I'm going to talk about my thoughts on Bayonetta 3. I just beat the game and I have a lot of thoughts on it. And so if you haven't seen the game, please exit this video. I don't want to spoil it for you. But for me, right, let's start off with the game. The game itself, I would give a 9. I enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay was awesome. The story was okay. But yeah, the gameplay is what really made it shine for me. The outfits and customization, and just how intense the shit was. Now, I noticed a lot of people are 50-50 on the ending. I like the ending, though I do have problems with the ending. I like the ending. Now, hear me out. The ending of the game, right? If you guys don't know, Cereza and Luca, decide to, Cereza got hit by Avago after their fight with Singularity, and her soul is out of her body. So, them niggas are coming for her soul. And then Luca, he saves Viola, and next thing you know, he goes to Cereza's body and kind of like pulls her a little. And then from her spirit, she kind of turns back into her human form or whatever the fuck. Kinda, sorta. Anyways, my thoughts on that is, and then they said, fate brought us together and it will never tear us apart. And then they kiss and they go to hell together. Now, I personally believe they are not dead. And the reason I believe they're not dead is because of the events we've seen in Bayonetta 2 with Jean, who suffered a similar fate, except she didn't get her body back, bitch. She was dragged to hell. She was fucking dragged. They dragged her ass to hell. And you see Cereza, who I thought Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 were linked, but apparently they're just in a very, 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 very close timeline with one another. Like, they're connected, but not exactly the same. Very, very similar. Like a thin line. So, because of that, I feel honestly that Cereza and Luca aren't dead. I feel they are just in hell together. Like how Goku decided, hey, it's best off if I just stay up here and I stay dead because all these niggas are after me. I'd rather just stay dead for a little while and vibe, so you guys can have a peaceful life. I think Cereza did something similar, except of course, I don't think she's dead. I just think because of the events of Bayonetta 2, I think Cereza is just trapped in hell for life, which felt like a death to me because I was crying my fucking eyes out and they expect me to fight Dark Eve after that, bitch. You literally just dragged my bitch to hell. I seen Cereza grow up, son. I played Bayonetta 1. Anyways, the last part when Bayonetta 1 and 2 came, I thought that was really great. I thought that was probably one of my favorite scenes besides Luca and her flirting, of course. I think that was my favorite scene, and Paris. Oh my gosh, Paris was great. Belle fucking singing and shit, playing DDR, that was great. But anyways, I feel honestly they could have went about it in a different way. Like, they didn't really necessarily have to bring Cereza to hell. They could have just made her still give up the name, because she gives up her name Bayonetta to Viola, her daughter. So, and that was like the last time she sees her. So I'm like, that kind of shows to me as if Cereza can like project, like how, again, I'm gonna make another Dragon Ball Z reference, how Goku projected his body and not only Broly's second coming, but also in BoJack, the nigga was dead and still brought his body on Earth. But even though in Broly's second coming, that was technically the Dragon Balls, but in BoJack, where the fuck were the Dragon Balls at? Like, that nigga grabbed Gohan, talked to him a bit, and left. So I feel Cereza could do the same thing. And then it's also what Rodon said at the end, how he was like, you shouldn't be late for school. I don't know how your pops is gonna feel about that. either indicating her dad, Luca, her version of Luca is brought back to life, and her mom winning hand Bayonetta, or that Rodon spoke to them from hell and was like, hey, like, because Rodon, right? Because, and I was reading the bios, because Rodon is not of, like, the Chaos world, because he is from Paradiso, well, is it Paradiso, the heaven? Or is Paradiso Purgatory? Purgatorio. No, Paradiso is heaven, because that's where the angels are, I believe. Anyway, because Rodon is from heaven, and there's only one heaven and one inferno, he's fine because he could deal weapons to Bayonettas in different multiverses, and it says this in the game. Like, he has delivered and made guns for Bayonettas all over the multiverse. So not only do I feel Bayonetta 1 and 2 are still alive because you see them, like, leave her body. At first, I thought they disappeared within her, but no, they actually left to their own respective universes. So, I feel, I feel there may be a chance we see Cereza again. I feel we'll definitely see Bayonetta, our Bayonetta 1 and 2 again. It's hard to say Bayonetta when Viola's now Bayonetta, but I'm not calling that bitch Bayonetta, I'm sorry. You're still Viola to me. It's just way too confusing if I did. But anyways, I'm not mad that Cereza gave her that name. Again, the ending is 50-50. I liked it, but I do feel they could have went a better way about it because they could have still did the same thing, except Cereza didn't have to go to hell. She could have just said, hey, look, I feel you truly earned this title. I feel it's time for me to pass the torch. And she could just chill with Rodon or help Viola on missions because now she's working with Enzo to get different shit. And there is a Bayonetta 4 coming because at the end of the game they do say to be continued in a new generation. So Bayonetta 4 is coming. I don't want to wait another 7 years. I don't want to wait another 7 years, nigga. That's gonna be half my life away, bro. I hope they make it soon, and I hope it comes out soon. And then I also hope Hideki has, like, a predecessor. So when, like, God forbid, whenever he passes, I pray that this series stays continued, like, under someone he really trusts and knows will really, like, someone who really knows the characters and feel that, they can make the characters justice. Like, I feel he really should do that, but stay involved, of course. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, at the end of the day, I give a solid 9. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny. I still think Bayonetta 2 had a better story, as in I feel Bayonetta 2's story was much more in-depth. Like, it kind of shows how 1 happened, in a way, at least before we realized there were 2 separate universes, but the similarities. Like, the events of 1 still did happen for Bayonetta 2's Bayonetta, but it kind of went down differently, because for her, Boulder absorbed Aesir. So, and for Bayonetta 1, we don't see that. She just kills Baldur. She sees Cereza, puts Cereza back in her time's place. Then you see the shift happen as in timelines are moving, clashing. And then, Bayonetta 2 happens, and you realize that she has to keep going from the past to the future. That's when we see Rosa. Bro, we had to kill Rosa in this fucking game, son. I still felt bad, bro. And bro, this game was a massacre. Very short. I beat this game in 3 days in total. I gotta beat it again on Infinite Climax, but on hard difficulty, yeah, I beat that shit in 3 days. So, but I still need some time. This game that ending made me depressed. I like it, but I do feel they could have went a different way about it, and I do feel Cereza is not dead. She's just trapped forever, and it still feels like a death, but still. I'm just happy she's with Luca now. That's all that matters to me. I was like, finally, these niggas kissed, and they finally Like, it's finally shown that, you know, that they're a couple now, you know, so I'm happy about that. Because, you know, Hideki said before that she would never be with that nigga because of he will die of old age. Now, that could still be true for Bayonetta 1 and 2. But as for Cereza, as you can clearly see, they made Luca into, Luca is just different, bro. You know, he had Strider, and then his other alternate counterpart is, Lucon. So, and then he kind of, and at the end, Luca kind of absorbs Lucon within him. It's kind of interesting. But anyways, I'm just happy they're a couple. I do feel Cereza is alive, and for Bayonetta 4, I feel either or we're going to try to get her back, or Viola's gonna try to like live up to her name, but also deal with some outwardly shit, because Bayonetta is all outwardly shit. So yeah, I feel either Jean, because I feel Jean got brought back to life, because when you see them at the end, you kind of see like they all been restored, and they all kind of fade away. Like, yes, Singularity is hitting them, but Jean, as for Jean, you clearly see Jean fade away as if she's going back to her timeline. So I feel either Jean is Jean. Sorry, I was about to say Cereza. Either Jean and Viola are gonna try to get Cereza and Luca back, or Jean is gonna be her new teacher and bring her up in honor of her sister. And yeah, Bayonetta 4, bro, it's confirmed. And I just hope it comes soon. You know, I just hope it comes soon. I don't want to wait 7 years. I'm gonna be my life is gonna be man, my life is gonna be halfway gone if it comes out in 7 years. I love this franchise. Seeing Cereza go to hell. I don't want to say died because I don't believe she died. At first, I thought she died, but then once I was speaking to the homie Courtney, I realized, like he was saying, like I was really thinking about it in the event of Bayonetta 2. I'm like, yeah, I don't think, like, our Bayonettas, I knew for a fact they were alive, but Cereza, yeah, if it wasn't for Bayonetta 2, I would have thought she died, but because of Bayonetta 2, I just feel they decided, I think it's best if we stay in hell for now, because the world is fucked up because of us. So I'd rather stay with you forever. Like, even if we have to fight niggas every day, I'd rather just stay with you, you know, and we could just stay there together. And whenever, because she was like, whenever her daughter, because Luca was saying, like, whenever their daughter needs us, we somehow are able to be there for her, right? So, sorry, I'm a little sick and a little depressed after that, finishing that game. But I feel because of that, you know, it's like, yes, she's gone, but I don't think she's forever gonna be gone. And that's pretty much my thoughts on Bayonetta 3 and Bayonetta 4. I would say get Bayonetta 3. It's a really great game if you haven't already. I would say definitely play Bayonetta 1 and 2 before this, because they all intertwine. And yeah, that's my thoughts. I hope we see Cereza or our Bayonettas again. Again, I'm not calling Viola by that name, I'm sorry. But I hope we see our true Bayonettas again, and I hope we see Cereza again, and Luca again. And I honestly, at the end, it felt, and these are my last thoughts, it felt like it was a conclusion to a series. Like, I honestly feel this was supposed to be the conclusion to, like, the series. Like, the way it was made, it felt like, okay, we're not making any more games. She's just gonna be the new phase. But they are gonna make a new game because they literally said it. So I just hope. I don't know if Viola's gonna be as memorable as Cereza was. I don't know. Bayonetta, her essence is so unique and so fire. It's gonna be really hard to, like, really match up to that. And she's such an icon. Even Cereza is an icon. Like Cereza, even though in the first game she was a child, she was iconic. Like, you know, she was still herself. You know, like that was still Bayonetta. But you know, she looked up to herself, and because of that, she wanted to save people and just be a good around person at the end of the day. And you can clearly see the difference between Bayonetta and Cereza by the way they fight and in their attitudes and personality. Like, Cereza is not only much nicer and compassionate, but she's also more she's also more. The scenes I didn't really care for was when she's like, let's say something bad was happening and she just stops. She just stops and looks, bro. I'm like, girl, do something. I know our Bayonetta would have did something. Like, you see, like, Bayonetta don't give a fuck. She's like, fuck it. If I have to fucking die in the process, I'll fucking die in the process. Egypt. I'm just saying, like, I can understand, you know, Cereza is not Bayonetta, so I have to remind myself that they're two different people. Even though they're the same person physically, they're two different people mentally. And I just feel I just feel like I just feel like, you know, they could have. A lot of people don't like the ending, and that's cool. That's cool. I can understand why you don't. I can understand why people don't like the story. The homie Courtney originally said, you know, it was a 6. Like, you know, he said the story had a lot of plot holes, and yes, it does have a lot of plot holes. Because when I was speaking to Olivia yesterday, it was very like we were talking about it, and it was like so much shit. I'm like, wait a second, how does that explain this, that, and the third? But anyway, I guess we'll see in Bayonetta 4. I hope Cereza comes back. I feel she is, because Platinum kind of hinted when they said, oh, we support Jennifer Hale and all she's gonna do for us as Bayonetta's current voice actress. So in a way, they kind of confirmed that indirectly, that she's still gonna be in the series. It's just that she's probably gonna be a side character, and I'm fine with that. Just have my bitch in the game. Just have my bitch in the game. That's all I fucking care about. That's all I care about. Anyways, that was my review on Bayonetta 3. I hope you guys have a great day. This game's ending is depressing, especially if you're a huge fan like I am. The shit hurt my soul, but you know, you just gotta make it through it. I'm probably gonna play some Fortnite. Anyway, peace.